In 2006, we formed Family First New Zealand. We wanted to be a voice in the public domain to champion strong and stable families, to promote the institution of marriage, and to protect life from conception through to natural death. We believe strong marriages, connected families, and respect for life and freedom lead to a strong nation. But the reverse is true also. Family breakdown leads to much social cost, both to individuals and to society. Family First quickly became a household name, advocating for families and speaking common sense and values on a broad range of family issues in New Zealand.
Family First has been fighting the law since its 2007 inception. It's now armed with a legal opinion from public lawyer May Chen, saying good parents are being criminalised.
You see, while good families are being thrown under suspicion and even investigated, child abuse has continued at the same rate.
He tono nā te rōpū Family First kia whakapiki anō te pakeke o te inu waipiro ki te rua te kauma.
This is a question I want to ask Louisa, is once you change the definition once, what stops you changing it again?
What about the calls from Family First, which have come out this morning from Bob McCroskey, about the right to silence law?
Because there are parts of it, I mean, we're talking sex, violence, drugs, aren't we?
Explicit though, and I'd like to read extracts from the book to you, but we can't on here.
Family First have released a survey. It's called Young People and Alcohol, and of course the alcohol reform bill is something that's going to be kicking over this year.
We're just saying, hey look, it's just a physical act. As long as you wear the condom, you can basically get away with anything.
It's almost 4 years since babies Chris and Crew Kahui were killed. Now Family First says an anonymous donor has offered $25,000 to see justice served.
Gay adoption?
No, because I think a child deserves a mum and a dad.
Explicit graphic violence. Not exactly family viewing, right? Well, definitely not, says Family First.
Once you redefine something, where do you stop? I mean, what's wrong with 3 consenting adults who want to get married, or 4?
Family First, who oppose Sue Bradford's move, have brought out a US academic who's written extensively in favour of the limited and moderate use of corporal punishment.
Family planning have been constantly arguing that they need to get in at a younger and younger age, and this is not just New Zealand based, this is international based. These groups want earlier access to kids, they want to discuss gender identity.
2, 3, 4,
Others were outraged. A lobby group gathered 300,000 signatures, which forced the citizens' referendum.
Most people would raise their eyebrows and say, well, surely you know what your biological sex is.
Joining me now is Dr. Miriam Grossman, a psychiatrist from the States who writes about the harm of sex education. She's been brought out here by Family First.
Other guidelines include reviewing toilet spaces and making sport less gender-specific. Family First believes the guidelines are too extreme.
Family First's making no apologies for a report that claims too many New Zealand children are spending too long in daycare.
The Family First organisation says there have been 10 suspicious child deaths in the past 17 months. That's these 7 children and 3 other newborns.
Because your children apparently are risking their health by spending too much time glued to TVs and devices. Well, that's the claim in a new report by a family values lobby group.
Primary schools are exposing children to sexually explicit images and material that's not appropriate for their age. This, according to conservative lobby group Family First.
Biological reality is something that we've agreed on as humans for thousands of years. It's only been the last sort of, comparative 30 seconds of human evolution we've all of a sudden, or some have decided, we can just be made up and changed.
And here, Family First believes there's a problem. The group commissioned a poll which asked 1,000 Kiwis if businesses with free Wi-Fi should be required to have filters blocking porn websites. 79% were in favour. 16% were opposed.
And what did you make of the decision to repeal Roe v. Wade?
Oh, fantastic decision.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks that the unborn child has a right to life and that their bodily autonomy should be recognised.
I'm a housewife, I'm a mum, and they made me feel like New Zealand's most wanted.
We went to hell and back because we tried to use the system.
My dad now has a conviction and because my sister lied, and it's stuck.
They photograph you, they fingerprint you, and then I was put in a cell.
The anti-smacking law is punishing good parents. View the evidence for yourself at protectgoodparents.org.nz.
If Bob is saying that those gay couples aren't fit to raise children...
Nobody is saying that. We're saying what is the priority. And what is the best case example and what is the purpose of adoption?
Okay, Bob, what you were saying just now,
do you want to say to a 7-year-old girl, we don't think you need a mummy?
Bob, if you want to worry about the world imploding, worry about nuclear weapons and climate change, not gay couples.
I just want to ask
it's
you
not
a very,
about gay
very
couples,
quick
because it's
question,
also
Bob.
heterosexual de facto couples that can't adopt as well. It's not a gay issue, Jacinda.
No, we're now talking with a Green MP who's, again, it's not about opinions, it's using words, language, emojis in and around children. Like, this is a whole different level, and yet the media are doing pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get harangued for having an opinion. This guy's getting a free pass.
One of the major left-wing blog sites in New Zealand, The Spin-Off, who would disagree with most of our views, wrote this about us.
They participate in politics in a way other advocacy groups can only dream of. The group also boasts a genuinely nationwide presence, a machine that's been so influential in shaping and driving conservative politics in New Zealand.
There have been some significant social and moral debates over the past years, including the referendum on euthanasia.
It talks about not only people who might die within 12 months, and there's plenty of examples of people who've well outlived the diagnosis that they've been given.
Euthanasia's fully funded. Palliative care is not. It's why you've got all these hospice shops and fundraisers. You know, it's a, well, to not over-egg this one, it's a bit of a scandal, actually.
And the referendum on cannabis, which Family First primarily focused on.
They saw every single harm associated to drugs in terms of overdose,
You've been reading the
in
Cato
terms of
report.
problematic
the
use.
Cato report
reduce.
is a libertarian organisation with radical drug policies.
My name's Ronnie Clark, and I want to encourage you to vote no to dope. Vote no. Vote no.
Vote no.
Vote no.
Vote no. Vote no.
Vote no.
Vote no.
Vote no. Vote no.
Vote no.
Vote no.
No.
New Zealand is too precious.
Far too precious. Way too precious. Aotearoa.
It's too precious. It's too precious. It's too precious to be wasted.
Well, the vote on cannabis has gone right down to the wire. No campaigners celebrating a win.
It's good news for young people that they're not going to be enlisted in a social experiment.
I take a massively positive message. You saw even the really perversely named Say No to Dope campaign. I'm sorry, guys, cannabis still exists. Well done.
Plus, there was the introduction of one of the world's most extreme abortion laws.
Just focusing on just a physical issue. We are not dealing with the emotional and the spiritual issue that we are well aware is in a holistic approach.
I'm Dr. Norman McLean. Today I'm going to describe a first trimester surgical abortion.
We know that every human deserves life. No matter how they get this earth, we just know that abortion is not an option. I think the true disability here is people who are inhuman. It's not the condition.
My mother was actually raped, and I guess I'm what society would call a rape baby. To anyone else that has been conceived in similar circumstances, you have every right to life, just as much as anyone else.
The birth certificates legislation, which ignores biology in favour of gender ideology and allows you to change the sex on your birth certificate based simply on how you identify. And the deeply flawed and ideologically driven conversion therapy law, which has criminalised aspects of family life, free will and expressions of faith.
Performing gay conversion therapy could soon be a jailable offence.
Lobby group Family First says the ban is an attack on parents' rights, calling the law fundamentally flawed and unfair.
Government wants to legislate against the discussion and practice of alternatives.
Our annual conference, the Forum on the Family, is one of the largest social conservative conferences held in New Zealand, with both local and international guests, including Prime Ministers John Key, Bill English, senior political leaders Winston Peters, well-known New Zealanders Peter Williams, Leighton Smith, and international speakers, experts in the areas of abortion, Lyda Rose, sexuality education, Miriam Grossman, gender ideology, Walter Heyer, drugs, Dr. Kevin Sabet, and media, Mirinda Devine. And after a battle that lasted almost a decade and 4 court cases going all the way to the Supreme Court, the government succeeded in deregistering Family First as a charity because they believe that our purpose of promoting the traditional family unit cannot be shown to be in the public benefit. In other words, they don't like our views on family and marriage.
The Supreme Court has ruled that Family First does not qualify for charitable status.
It's 10 years, it's cost us about $750,000 because we've been fighting this on the basis that the danger is that when the court determines what can be and can't be said by charities, we're in a dangerous place. Family First has never backed away from the fact that we back a Judeo-Christian value, and that is that marriage has always been defined as one man, one woman. There are other forms of relationships. Use another name.
The good news is we're still here and we're not going away.
Being a loud, strong and uncompromising voice for the values that matter to families and social conservatives won't be affected in any way, whether the state formally recognises us or not. There are too many important issues in our nation and our culture that we need to continue to speak truth into. Family First is empowering parents to push back against the radical and extreme gender ideology and sexuality education curriculum and the divisive critical race theory being indoctrinated in schools. Continued attempts to liberalise our drug laws. Ongoing attempts to introduce hate speech laws and the need to protect religious freedom, specifically Christian beliefs, which are the obvious target. Our call for an inquiry into the public health harms of pornography and age verification on porn websites. Ongoing advocacy work and research in the areas of marriage and families. Continued monitoring of the abortion, euthanasia and conversion therapy laws. And our What is a Woman campaign, calling for public policy and legislation based on biology, not ideology.
Here is one of the most difficult questions you can ask in our culture today. Are you ready? Thinking caps on, dictionaries and encyclopedias at the ready. Here's the question. What is a woman?
We even flew a banner over the recent FIFA Women's World Cup at Eden Park asking that really tricky question, what is a woman? The last general election in 2023 also proved just how much influence we can have. More than 100,000 copies of our popular Value Your Vote guide for the general election were distributed around the country. And our website was accessed by thousands of people. This enabled voters to see which parties and which politicians had values that matched theirs. Our wokeup.nz website, informing Kiwis about which businesses are promoting critical theory, radical sexuality and gender ideology, LGBT indoctrination, climate alarmism and other leftist ideals, and who want to serve you with a side serving of wokeness with your purchase. Our site helps you avoid businesses and organisations that hate your values. If you're looking for conservative conversations, commentary and content, then Family First has them all. And best of all, thanks to our thousands of supporters, there's no paywall or pesky advertisements. Check out our lineup. Our regular video blog from Bob McCoskrie called McBlog, with a regular dose of commentary around social and family issues. Family Matters, with guests from around the world and here in New Zealand, focusing on a range of issues and hosted by Simon O'Connor. Built on Truth, as Samuel Bilton takes a youth-focused dive into some of the contemporary cultural issues. The No Fluff Zone with Ala Pomalele offers her candid insights on key social and moral topics. Our very popular weekly political analysis show, Straight Talk, with a panel of guests who are unashamedly and unapologetically social conservatives. Political Playback, Thursdays live at 5 p.m, as we discuss the week in Parliament and New Zealand politics in general from a conservative viewpoint. And our newest feature, Counterculture, a young team of panellists discussing faith, culture and the issues shaping millennials and Gen Z. Finally, start each weekday informed. 7:30 a.m. live Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Daybreak with Bob McCoskrie as he gives an overview on key stories you need to be aware of. 7:30 a.m. live Tuesday and Thursday, a more in-depth discussion, Solid Ground with Simon O'Connor. You can access all these important discussions in the format that you prefer. Watch, read, listen. We will continue to promote strong families, marriages, religious freedom and the value of life based on the footprint of faith which has underpinned New Zealand for generations, and most importantly, be a voice for your values. Visit familyfirst.nz to see the full lineup and latest episodes. Go to familyfirst.nz and join the conversation.